Hello, my friends. I recently watched a movie called Marty, Life is Short, and it's one of those Netflix documentaries they've been doing recently about famous comics. I think that they did one about John Candy called I Like Me. They did another one called I'm Chevy Chase and You're Not. And I think that the idea, and they did one about Kathleen O'Hara. I forgot the title of that, but I did review that as well. You can check that out. So they're kind of like examining these personalities from that era of comedy from the 70s and 80s that was hugely influential because of things like Saturday Night Live and also Second City, both of which Marty Short was heavily involved in. So, like with a lot of these movies, they interview his friends, and there are a lot of poignant interviews with Kathleen O'Hara, and it's also dedicated to her. So, just watching that and seeing her praise someone who I feel is not as talented as she was is kind of sad. Yeah, I don't like Marty Short. It's just one of those things where you have particular actors that you just don't like, and there's no rational reason for that. And I think Marty Short is in that list, and that's why I didn't particularly enjoy this movie. Although, as a person, I don't think that there's anything wrong with Marty Short. I think like a lot of his shtick is exactly that. It's a shtick. And some people found him apparently hilarious, like his first wife. And Steve Martin, because Steve Martin is friends with Marty Short, of course, he has this great line where he's talking about Marty Short's wife, laughing at Marty's jokes. And he says something like, she was laughing like a person, not a wife. And that says so much about like comedians and their relationships to other people. And it's a great comment, a great quote. And it is quite interesting to see the progression of comedy in Canada and America and how that works and how these people who all knew each other in the 70s would go on to be so successful. Like I mentioned Kathleen O'Hara, but there's also Eugene Levy and John Candy, and all of these people, Dan Aykroyd, all got their start with Second City, and then many of them went on to perform with Saturday Night Live, and then they had careers in the 80s, late 80s, early 90s, and continuing now with Only Murders in the Building. But yeah, so that is interesting, and it is interesting how they talk about Marty Short's life because that wife that I mentioned did die of, I think, breast cancer, and his dad died when he was young, and his mom died when he was young. So, how do you continue to be a comedian and continue? And it seems like his family thinks that he is genuinely a positive guy, and his friends think that he's a positive guy. But as I said, I just don't like his personality. John Cusack is another person like that. I just don't like him. I don't know why. It's not anything personal. I just don't find the actor all of that appealing. So, all right. Should you watch it? If there are any Marty Short fans out there, sure, but I doubt that there are, actually, but maybe there are. Prove me wrong in the comments, right? I love Marty Short. You can watch it. You probably already watched it. All two of you. Sorry, Marty. You're gonna think that I actually know him because I'm dissing him so much, but no, I don't know him. We've never met. But yes, I think that he would actually love the fact that I dissed on him in this review. And it's competently done. Like Netflix is kind of like Cheerios, I would say. It's documentaries that are competently done and won't give you food poisoning, you know? So that's what you expect with a Netflix documentary. All right, I'm trying to become the most successful, not the most successful, the most prolific reviewer of all time with my magic pen. You can do that. You can help me do that by subscribing to the channel, leaving comments in the comments section, liking the video, subscribing, whatever. You can also leave negative comments. That also helps the algorithm. I want to say that I don't care, but I do actually, because I got like one negative comment and I'm kind of focused on that now. But yeah, anyway, life is good. There's no reason to worry about what things people say about you on the internet, because they don't really know you, and they are generally, this is like a little bit of life advice from me to you. Generally, when people are critical of you, they're seeing you at one moment. They're not seeing your entire journey, so they have no context. So their judgments are based on that one moment, and thus not entirely fair. So if they're constructive, you can take the constructive things from negative comments that you get and build on them. And if they're not constructive, you can just forget about them, because, as I said, they're just judgments about one particular moment in your life. All right, yeah. With that, I'll leave you. Bye-bye.